are so thrilled that you can join us. I'm Jennifer Pinder. I am the Executive Director of You Gotta Believe. And if you just think for a moment or try to imagine being 10 years old or 15 years old or 20 years old and trying to navigate life without the support of families, and that really is just unimaginable. And the pandemic has really heightened the need for family, especially for older kids who are aging out of foster care.
I've always been a kid guy. I was a big brother for Big Brothers of America. I was a camp counselor. I helped raise my nephews. And I realized I really wanted that more than anything, more so than life. And I called up the Alliance for Children's Rights and I said, what if I wanted to do it? And they said, well, you can do it. and they sent me to Westside Children's Center and I started the process. You know, I met Nathan at an adoption fair, which is a very difficult place. And I called my social worker and I said, I met my kid, get me that kid, that's my kid. So then it took as long as it took, almost 2 months.
I had met with a social worker and I had met with various people in foster care who told me the numbers, and then went through all the vetting, which is very fun, where a social worker comes over and asks you questions and looks through your house and makes sure that you don't have, a dungeon. And weeks later, the phone rang. There's a little girl, she's almost 3 years old. She is living with loving parents in American foster care. I said, when can we meet her? And they said, tomorrow. And that's Ilaria.
Wow.
It was difficult. It was expensive, and that you didn't want to adopt from foster care because it was a bureaucratic nightmare. And it actually, none of these things are true. It's free, right. It's very simple, and it's not a bureaucratic nightmare at all. People think, well, I want firsts, right? I want to teach them to ride a bike. I want to do this. But when you meet your child, everything you do with them will be the first.
Of course.
Time. So it doesn't matter what the age is. And if people are watching this and they think, okay, I can't adopt a child. I can't. Well, here's what you can do. Volunteer with these organizations. You can tell a kid that they matter. You can sit down with somebody. She's about to graduate from high school and has never filled out an application to get an apartment. You can help people write college essays. You can just go and serve pizza and a meal and just look people in the eye and let them know that they matter.
It's corny, but love is love. And
yeah.
That's all anyone's looking for or actually needs.
It is intimidating, and it's just because we're human beings and we worry that people are going to see that our Tupperware is a mess. But I'm telling you that if you have nothing to hide, they're not there to discredit you.
They know that you're okay or you're not okay.
They absolutely do. I mean, I wanted to put on such a good impression. Like, I almost put on a Victorian petticoat and baked, churned my butter. Like, I was trying so hard. And in the end, they just want you to be you. And that's exactly what I realized after 7 minutes of sweating all the way down my back. When Ilaria started preschool, remember how they start at school, Willie, where they say, you can stay for a bit, and then when they're ready for you to go, and I was like, well, this is a unique situation. I better just be there. So I booked out of work for 2 months, and I went to preschool on the first day, and she saw just a mountain of kids and toys and turned to me and said, you can go now.
I took him to Maine. I'm a huge believer in summer camp. And I took him to Maine because I'm shooting in New York. It was summer. What am I going to do with him? And I'm like, you're going to go to camp for 2 weeks. You're going to love it. No, kicking and screaming. You hate me. You want to give me back. We get to the camp. We take his bags. We go down to the cabin, and I'm going to help him unpack. He looks around, and there's kids, and everyone's happy and smiling. 5 minutes. He turns to me and goes, you can go.
I know. Kids.
Every child deserves a family. It's true. Everyone deserves a family. You Gotta Believe have worked with 26-year-olds. Everyone deserves a family.
Especially right now during the pandemic. we're all home. Some of us are quite cozy in our homes, and a lot of these kids don't have that. So I just so appreciate anyone who's donated $1. By the way, if you've donated $1, I know that that dollar is sacred to you, and I appreciate that very, very much.
Correct.
And if you donated $100,000, come be my friend. That means you have money.
Right.
One more time, we want to thank our sponsors, Charter Communications, A&E Networks, Neuberger Berman, Carlson Resources. We could not have done this event without all of you. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Have a good night.